So your race is this weekend. The training is done. The hay is in the barn. You've put in the miles. You've done the workouts. You've made the sacrifices. And now it's about protecting all of that investment and showing up ready to execute. This episode is designed to be your race weekend companion. Listen to it on the drive, on the flight, the night before, whenever you need to settle in and get your head right. We're going to cover some practical stuff, some mental stuff, and I'm going to do my best to send you into race morning feeling calm, confident, and ready to go. Welcome to the VMAX Running Podcast, where the goal is to help you become a better runner than the one you were yesterday. I'm your host, Coach Brad, and today's episode is a little different. This is for anyone who's got a race coming up in the next couple of days. Whether it's your first 5K or your 10th marathon, race weekend has a way of really getting inside your head. The nerves start creeping in, you start second guessing your fitness, you start obsessing over the weather forecast, looking at that hourly temperature, the chance of rain, all of that stuff. So let's cut through the noise. I've put together 6 things that actually matter that I want you to hear before you hit that starting line. The first and most important item on our list is to trust your training. The work is done. I need you to really hear that. Whatever fitness you're going to have on race day, you already have it right now. You cannot cram for a race the way you cram for a test. There's no last-minute long run that's going to move the needle, okay? The adaptations, the physiological changes that carry you across that finish line, those have already happened. They're already in your legs. They're in your lungs, in your heart. You've built those adaptations over weeks and months of consistent work. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, okay, that's true, but my training wasn't perfect. I missed a few runs. I had that week where life got in the way. I skipped that one important workout. I didn't hit all my paces on all of my runs. And to that, I'd say, welcome to the club. Almost nobody executes a training plan perfectly. That's not how real life works. But what you need to understand is fitness is cumulative. It's the big picture that matters. It's not any single workout. If you've been generally consistent, if you've put in the majority of the work, you are ready. Okay? When I write a training plan, I'm always writing it with the understanding that maybe 95% of it is actually going to get done. There are always going to be missed workouts. There are always going to be days when you're not feeling your best and you don't hit the workout exactly. That is just part of the process. And the nerves that you're feeling right now are really just a sign that you care about this. That's your body recognizing that what you're about to do matters to you. Every runner on that starting line is going to feel some version of what you're feeling right now. Even the seasoned runners experience this, but they've come to understand it and expect it, right? So you're going to be nervous. You're going to have some anxiety, but as soon as you're running, most of that is going to dissipate. Now, an important caveat here, if you are dealing with any kind of legitimate injury, not soreness or tightness, but an injury, a real injury that could get worse over the course of a race, or if you're, genuinely sick, give yourself permission to DNS. Do not start. I know that's hard to hear when you've been training for months, but it's important to understand, again, fitness is a long-term cumulative process. And one race is not worth a setback that takes you out for the next 6, right? The smart long-term play is always to protect the body so you can come back and race healthy next time. But if you're healthy and you're just feeling nervous, that is completely normal. Let's keep going. Number 2 is the golden rule of racing. And if you take nothing else away from this episode, I would like this to be the thing you take away. Nothing new on race day. Not new shoes, not a new gel, not a new pair of shorts, not a new pre-race breakfast, not a pacing strategy that you dreamed up in the shower this morning. Nothing new on race day. Race day is not an experiment. It's execution. You experiment in training so that you can execute with confidence on race day. Everything you wear, everything you eat, every product you put on or in your body, your fueling plan, your warm-up routine, all of it should be tested and proven before you ever get to the starting line. And I know, the expo is going to test you on this. You're going to walk through the expo. You're going to see all these cool new products, new shoes, new gear, a gel flavor you've never tried that looks incredible. There's going to be this little voice in your head that says, I could just try that tomorrow. What's the worst that could happen? Please don't listen to that voice. That voice has caused more mid-race disasters than we can probably count. You can buy the stuff, take it home, test it in training, and maybe use it in your next race. But tomorrow, you run with what you know. This goes for pacing as well. You're going to feel amazing in that first mile. It actually catches a lot of people off guard just how fast you can run in the first mile of a race. And it's also completely normal to run a little bit faster than goal pace at the beginning because you do have that adrenaline and the crowd and everything pushing you a little bit more. But I want you to be cognizant of how far outside of goal pace you're drifting. It can be intoxicating to feel all that energy around you. And it's really tempting to just keep running faster and faster because you feel so good. Please try not to do that. Stick to your plan. The early miles are where races are lost, not won. You bank time in the first half and you end up paying double for it in the second half. Know your goal pace, know your splits, and again, stick to the plan. Moving along, here's a tip that might save your sanity the night before race day. Most of us barely sleep the night before a race. You probably know the drill. You're laying in some hotel room, staring at the ceiling. Your alarm is set for some insanely early hour, whether it's 4:30, 3:30. You keep doing the math on how many hours of sleep you'll get if you fall asleep right this second, which you're not going to. And the math keeps getting worse. It is not operating in your favor. You toss and turn, you check your phone, you do the math again. It can be brutal. And the thing is, that's normal. We're all doing that, okay? You are not the only one laying awake the night before a race. Pretty much every runner in every hotel room within 5 miles of that starting line is doing the exact same thing. Pre-race nerves, an unfamiliar bed, an ungodly early alarm. It's a recipe for a rough night of sleep. So here's what I want you to focus on instead. Try to get a great night's sleep 2 nights before the race. That's the night that actually matters for race day performance. If your race is Sunday, prioritize Friday night. If it's Saturday, prioritize Thursday night. That means getting to bed early, keeping the screens away, staying hydrated, but not pounding water right before bed, and giving yourself a full 8 hours plus. Again, accept that you're probably not going to sleep much the night before the race. But if you can get rested and recovered 2 nights out, you're going to be just fine. And you don't need to stress if you find yourself tossing and turning. It's totally normal. Our 4th tip is about dialing in your logistics. Race morning is not the time for decisions. It's the time for execution. And the way you make race morning smooth is by making all of the decisions you need to make the night before. Lay everything out. I mean everything. Your race outfit, your shoes, your bib. Ideally, you'll go ahead and pin your bib to your shirt or your shorts. Lay out your fuel, your body glide or your anti-chafe product. Put your watch on the charger. Know what corral you're going to be in. Know what time you need to be there. Know how you're getting there. Do you need to take public transportation? What stops do you need to get on or off at? If you're driving, do you know where you're going to park? If there's a shuttle, you need to know the pickup time. I'd recommend setting multiple alarms, at least 2, because you did not put in months of training to end up oversleeping on race morning. Even if you've never overslept before, you never know what's going to happen. So have those multiple alarms set just as a little insurance policy. Now, you're going to need to eat before the race, and your pre-race meal should be something you've eaten before training runs in the past. Something your stomach knows and tolerates well. Eat it 3 to 4 hours before the gun goes off. If your race starts at 7, that means eating around 3 or 4 a.m., which is rough, but that's part of the deal. If you want a little snack closer to the start, a banana, granola bar, a gel with some water, that is totally fine, 30 to 60 minutes out. But again, nothing you haven't tried before. Get to the starting area with plenty of time to spare. You never want to be rushing on race day, stressing about whether you're going to be in the corral and ready to go. You want to have time to use the bathroom, have some water. You want to have time to do a proper warm-up. So make sure you have a plan to get there in that amount of time. The point of all of this is to remove friction. Every decision you can eliminate the night before is one less thing competing for your mental energy on race morning. You want to wake up, execute the plan, and arrive at the starting line feeling calm and ready with as little stress as possible. Tip number 5 is to have a mental game plan. You've got a race strategy, you know your pace, you know your fueling plan, you know the course, but do you have a mindset strategy? Because when mile 20 comes, or when that hill after mile 9 hits a little harder than expected, your pacing plan may not be the thing that gets you through it. Your mind is going to have to help you out. So what I'd like you to do is pick 2 or 3 little words or phrases that you can go back to when it gets hard. I'm not talking about a paragraph. I'm not talking about a self-help talk. Just a few words that ground you. Strong, smooth, I got this, light feet, whatever resonates with you, and practice saying them in your head. Get comfortable with them, because when you're deep in the hard part of the race, and you will be at some point, your brain needs something short and concrete to grab onto, something that's going to carry you through the pain and get a reward at the end of it. That's what positive self-talk looks like in racing. It's not this weird woo-woo thing. It's a real evidence-based performance tool that elite athletes use routinely. Next, accept right now that something is going to go sideways. I'm not saying it might. I'm saying it will. Maybe it's the weather. Okay, maybe there's an unexpected downpour or more wind than you planned for. Maybe it's a side stitch. Maybe you miss a split. Maybe the aid station doesn't have the drink you expected. Something will not go according to plan, and that is completely fine. We need to be comfortable with that. What separates a good race from a bad one isn't whether things go wrong, because they do and they will. It's how you respond when they do. If you can stay calm, adjust, and keep moving forward, you're going to be just fine. And again, most people around you are dealing with their own version of the exact same thing. And remember what we said earlier about pacing. The race is won in the second half. Do not go out too fast chasing the energy of the crowd. That first mile, you're going to feel like you could run forever. Here's the thing. You can't. That feeling is adrenaline, right? And it lies. Your watch doesn't lie. Trust your plan. You know what your goal pace is, so follow the plan through those first few miles. Keep it controlled, and then run your race from the middle to the finish. If you've got something left in the tank with 2 miles to go, that's when you can have the self-awareness to say, yeah, I got this, and let it rip. Not at mile 1. Last thing on the mental side, remember why you're out there. Whether you're chasing a PR, finishing your first race, running for someone who can't, or just proving something to yourself, keep that close to you. When things get hard, that can be your anchor. At that moment when you're thinking about quitting, you're thinking about giving up, you can remember why you're doing this. And finally, tip number 6, I'm going to keep this one short because it's simple. Race day is supposed to be fun. You earned this. Think about everything that went into getting you here. The early morning long runs, the days you trained when you really didn't want to, the days when your legs felt heavy and you still went out there and got it done, the meals you planned, the social stuff that you had to say no to, all of that, every bit of that led to this moment. And now you get to go and do the thing. That is pretty cool if you think about it. So when you're standing at that starting line, look around, soak in the moment. You're surrounded by people who get it, who understand the work and the sacrifice and why all of this matters. The energy at a starting line is unlike anything else. Let yourself feel it and enjoy it. And during the race, smile from time to time. I'm not kidding. Smile at the volunteers, smile at the spectators, smile when you hit a rough patch. There's actual research showing that smiling during exercise reduces perceived effort. But honestly, this one's not even about the research or the science. You should be smiling because you're doing something that most people will never do. Smile because you're strong enough to be here. Smile because a few months ago, the race you're about to run was just an idea. And it may have been something that, at the time, you were not even capable of. No matter what happens with the clock, whether you PR or you miss your goal by a minute or two, or you just survive, you did something remarkable. Don't let the number on the clock be the only way you measure that. Okay, let's bring it all together. 6 things to carry into your race weekend. Number 1, trust your training. The work is done and you're ready. Number 2, nothing new on race day. Gear, fuel, pacing, run with what you know. Number 3, prioritize sleep 2 nights before the race. That's the night that counts because you're probably not going to sleep the night before, and neither is anybody else. Number 4, get your logistics locked in the night before. Eliminate as many decisions as possible on race morning. Number 5, have a mental game plan. Self-talk cues, a plan for when things go sideways, and the discipline to stick to your pace early on. And number 6, enjoy it. You earned this. Soak it in and have fun. I hope this episode gave you a little more confidence heading into your race weekend. Go out there, execute your plan, and have a great race. And when you're done, I want to hear about it. Tag VMAX Running on social, shoot me a message, let me know how it went. And if this race has you fired up for the next one, you're going to want to check out the VMAX app. It's very close to launching. You can get on the waiting list at vmax.run. The whole idea is providing personalized, coach-written training plans that'll meet you exactly where you are and take you to that next level of performance. Once again, you can sign up for the waiting list at vmax.run, and we'll let you know when the app is available. Thank you so much for listening. Go get it this weekend, and I'll talk to you on the other side.